Hey guys, HTV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty interesting things to go over. We have some new image rumors to take a look at for Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves. As well as that, we have some development leaks to go over as well for the Generation 10 games. We have some Pokopia stuff to go over, some Pokemon Lego leaks have also dropped. A lot of things to take a look at today, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, we have quite a few new Pokemon events and announcements to quickly go over. Starting things off with Pokemon Legends ZA. We've got Cerebi here tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, Pokemon Legends ZA Ranked Battle Season 8 has begun. It runs a unique moveset of only Pokemon with new Mega Evolutions introduced into Pokemon Legends ZA. And this runs until the 2nd of April at 1:59 UTC. Of course, though, there is no new Mega Evolution Stone available once you hit a certain rank. I'm not even sure what the items are, to be fair. Probably just some like Pokeballs or whatever. But either way, that's the Legends ZA update. We also have this update for Pokemon Pokopia. We've got Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the Pokemon Company have released a new official Pokemon Pokopia Cloud Island made by the star of the Pokemon Pokopia Japanese commercials, and the code is QBRK7FVM. And then we have a couple of other events to quickly go over as well. We've got Cerebi tweeting out this time about Pokopia, but with some new icons. We've got Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the second set of icon parts for Nintendo Switch Online members themed around Pokemon Pokopia is now live. So we've got Ditto, Lapras, Charmander, Professor Tangrowth, Pikachu, and those are now available to redeem on the Nintendo Switch. And then finishing things off for the event portion of the video, we have this update for Pokemon Sleep. We've got Cerebi tweeting out saying, Cerebi update, the Pokemon Sleep Latias research event has been announced. It adds Latias into the game, and this runs sometime in April 2026. But those are all of the latest Pokemon events and announcements. Let's move over to some Generation 10 development leaks. So this is really interesting in regards to Generation 10, and I think a lot of people will be quite surprised about this, but we do have Centro Leaks here tweeting out saying Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves were among the first games to formally start development for the Nintendo Switch 2. So when the Nintendo Switch 2 was basically greenlit and stuff, and you know they were working on the console, Pokemon Winds and Waves was one of the first games to be kind of formally starting development. It says every game gets assigned a product code from which we can deduct the order. Mario Kart World was the very first one. Obviously makes sense. It's the kind of game that came out with the Nintendo Switch 2. And as of right now, Winds and Waves are the 7th in the list. And then it goes on to say, for the Nintendo Switch 1, the very first games to start development were The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Super Mario Odyssey as well. So those were the first games being made for the Nintendo Switch 1. But you can see it here. So obviously Mario Kart World came out with the Nintendo Switch 2. Kirby Air Riders started development as well, the second game for the Nintendo Switch 2. We've got DK Bonanza as well, which was the third game, which of course came out last year. Mario Tennis Fever, which has just came out, that was the 5th game that was being worked on. And then Street Fighter 6 as well. Nintendo GameCube, the Nintendo Classics, obviously a big part of the Nintendo Switch 2 because it's only available on the Nintendo Switch 2. And then as you can see, Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves are right here. And then we have Dragon Drive as well. Dragon Drive being one of the, I don't even know what happened to that game. I just feel like nobody was really bothered about it. But yeah, Winds and Waves, like you can see, all the way around the other games in terms of when they started being worked on, but this game isn't coming out until 2027. So it was getting worked on the same time as Mario Kart World, but it's coming out 2 years after Mario Kart World, which is absolutely wild. And it says, as people are interested in this, here's a more complete list without the empty spaces. So obviously we have Mario Kart World, Kirby Air Riders, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Tennis Fever, Street Fighter 6, we had the GameCube Classics, and then we had Pokemon Winds and Pokemon Waves, and then we had Dragon Drive, and Pokopia as well being started being worked on after Pokemon Winds and Waves, which does make sense because of course originally, because of the Terror Leak, we know that Pokemon Pokopia was originally supposed to be part of Generation 10, but they decided to make it its own game and kind of give it to a different company, which was Tecmo, and then they made it, which is why it started development after Pokemon Winds and Waves. And then we had Bravely Default, chilling by the fire. EA Sports, Madden, we got Survival Kids, we got Bonaga's Ambition, Apex Legends, Split Fiction, Friends Pass, Hogwarts Legacy, and so on and so forth. And you can kind of see from this list like the kind of order of these games being made. But yeah, it just kind of goes to show how much development time this game or these games are having. And again, we all expected them to drop this year, and they were supposed to drop this year, but of course they got postponed again. We don't know the reason for that. A lot of people are thinking it's GTA 6. It's really hard to decipher the actual reason, but yeah, hopefully it's early 27. I mean, if it's being made at the same time as Mario Kart World and stuff, then yeah, hopefully we do get this release date soon. But I thought it was really interesting, and it just kind of shows a little bit more of an insight into the development of the Generation 10 games. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Let's move on to some other stuff. So next up, we have some Pokopia updates to go over, and this is quite refreshing to see because Pokemon Pokopia is absolutely kind of dominating right now, which we kind of knew about anyway. It's quite difficult to get a physical edition of Pokemon Pokopia, but yeah, we do have Light here tweeting out saying Pokemon Pokopia is a smash hit. So in just 4 days, the new live sim has reached 2.2 million copies sold globally. So 2.2 million copies in 4 days, on a system that really like is still new. Like the system came out last year. It's not even been out for a year, and we've got a exclusive game that's already sold 2.2 million copies. So how does it stack up? So Pokopia obviously got 2.2 million in 4 days. Kirby Air Riders for the Switch 2 got 1.76 million. So it's already beaten Air Riders within 4 days. New Pokemon Snap got 2.7 million, which was a full year. Obviously that was on the Nintendo Switch 1, and of course by the time New Pokemon Snap came out, a lot of people had a Nintendo Switch. So the fact that Pokopia is only 500,000 units behind New Pokemon Snap within 4 days is absolutely crazy. And then Legends EA got 3.89 million over 5 months. Despite physical stock issues, the Pokemon Plus live sim formula is a winner on the Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, it's just really refreshing to see like how good this game is, and I honestly think they're just gonna keep updating it with events and stuff. Like obviously we've got the Hop-Up event, we've got the Sableye event on its way. We know we're going to get DLC as well, which we'll talk about in a future video. But yeah, it's all kind of looking good for Pokopia. But yeah, thought I'd go over that because it's absolutely just dominating the sales. And if Pokopia is doing this, you can only imagine what Winds and Waves is going to do, especially by, you know, 2027. A lot more people will have a Nintendo Switch 2 as well. So yeah, very interesting, very exciting. Let's move on to some other stuff. So next up, we have some new images to go over for Pokemon Winds and Waves. It's from the same kind of account that we covered recently, which again, I'm pretty sure it is just AI slop at this point, but it is still quite interesting to take a look at. And we have 2 images to go over here. So the first one is of the main female protagonist. She's got Brout here, Pombon, and Gekwa, and she's sort of, I guess, stroking Pombon, which we do know in Winds and Waves it is going to be quite likely that you can kind of interact with your Pokemon like this. But I mean, the big giveaway here is like it's just the old Pikachu model. Like this is not the new Pikachu model from Pokemon Winds and Waves. We know that from the original trailer. So again, it's another sort of big old red light that this is actually very much AI made, and this will be the last time I'm kind of covering this stuff. I think it's just kind of interesting to see some other kind of shots and stuff of what the game potentially could look like. But yeah, the fact that they're literally using the old Pikachu model is just absolutely BS. And this is supposedly a new Pokemon as well, which is kind of you know, next to the Generation 10 stars as well. But yeah, I think they uploaded a video as well where the kind of 3 start Pokemon were following the protagonist, but then the protagonist was throwing Pokeballs. And it's like, look, I don't know obviously how Winds and Waves is going to start, but you usually don't get Pokeballs, I don't think, if you haven't even chosen your starter yet, because then you have all 3 starters. So yeah, really, really weird. And again, another reason as to why this is very, very likely fake. And they're all in the same area as well. Like every single image that we kind of cover is all seemingly on this beachfront, which again is going to be where the game begins and stuff. But you know, maybe take an image of the Pokemon Center or something like inside, not inside the Pokemon Center, because obviously we know what they look like, but inside like other buildings and stuff that we obviously don't know anything about. This just doesn't really give it any kind of credibility. And yeah, we have them just walking up here on a mountain. Again, the starters following them as well. We do know from the Terra League that potentially we do have to go and kind of like collect the starters. Again, that could change. That's just kind of one of the initial things from the Terra League. But yeah, it's very unlikely to kind of be this. So yeah, again, I won't be covering this account anymore because I'm pretty sure it's just AI slop at this point. It's just nice to see kind of like other potential images and stuff of the game. But yeah, the Pikachu's a big giveaway, and I mean there's loads of other factors as well. It's very likely going to be fake, but yeah, just some interesting image rumors to go over. I mean, you never know, very small chance that it could all be legit. It's pretty much impossible that this is actually true. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. Let's move over to some Pokemon Lego leaks. So finishing things off for today's video, we have some new leaks to go over regarding Pokemon Lego. Obviously, so far we have the Lego Pikachu, we have the Lego Eevee, we have the Lego starter Pokemon, Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. We have the Lego badge set, and then we also have the Lego Pokemon Center. But we know this year we are going to be getting some more Lego as well, and seemingly one of those new Lego sets is going to be based on a Pokeball. So we've got Nintenderos here tweeting out saying, rumor, a new Lego Pokemon set inspired by the Pokeball is on its way, which I think would be really cool, but it is also going to be quite expensive. I think they actually have the price in this, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit expensive again. Again, the Lego is absolutely crazy price, but it is what it is. So rumor, a new Lego Pokemon set inspired by the Pokeball is on its way. So this information has not been yet officially announced, but it's from like the same source that leaked the other sets that we've got that obviously ended up being true. So this is basically, it's not confirmed because obviously Pokemon haven't posted it yet, or Lego haven't posted it, but it's from the exact same source as all the other correct leaks. So yeah, pretty much going to be accurate. But a curious Lego Pokemon rumor has surfaced. So you surely remember its announcement following the Lego Mario Kart reveal. Now it's Pokemon's turn, officially announced for 2026 after the leak we received. As well as that, they have actually announced Mario minifigures as well. So yeah, they're just doing loads of Lego stuff right now. And a few weeks ago, we learned some supposed additional details about these games, and now we have more news. So this is obviously translated, which is why it's kind of all over the place, but you can kind of make out what it's saying. This information comes after a similar rumor a few weeks ago. So following the announcement of the first set of Kanto gym badges, as well as the second set of Pikachu and Pokeball badges, all the sets from the first batch were subsequently announced. So that's basically just them saying everything that was leaked was then announced and confirmed. Well, it seems we might be getting another special set. So according to the Lego leaker known as Brick Clicker, the next product in this collaboration could be a very special set based on a Pokeball. So the leaked details suggest that the set will include 2,239 pieces. This is also going to have minifigures as well. So I'm assuming that it's going to be like a Pokeball, and then you just have like Pikachu minifigure, then maybe like an Eevee minifigure, or like the Kanto starters or something like that, just kind of dotted around the sort of location as well. But obviously the main sort of piece of this set is going to be the Pokeball. So yeah, molded minifigures and Pokemon, and a Pokeball that opens to reveal a scene inside. Okay, so maybe the Pokeball opens up and then that's what you kind of put the minifigures in and stuff, which does sound really cool. But unfortunately, it's quite expensive. So it says it is also mentioned that its release would be on August the 1st, 2026, with an approximate price of $260, which I can't remember how much all of them were. I know the Eevee was like 50, 60 or something. The Pikachu, I think, was quite similar to this, actually. I think the Pikachu was like 250, 260. Obviously, the Kanto starters was like 600 or something like that. And then the Pokemon Center and the badges, I think they were like special that you had to get from buying the others or something like that. So yeah, 260s are around the price of the Pikachu. For now, all this information is just obviously a rumor, although Lego set leaks are usually quite accurate, just like the others were. So we'll have to wait for an official announcement to confirm it. So what do you think of Lego Pokemon? There are other rumors as well about what these Lego sets could potentially be. We're getting a lot this year. We have already covered like quite a few. Like I think we're getting like a Cubone set, or I honestly can't remember. It's been a while since we covered that, but yeah, a lot of things have been obviously covered. But it is all going to be quite expensive. If you're buying all this Lego, it's going to set you back a few $1,000s for sure, because it's going to be quite expensive. I hope they drop some more ones similar to like the Eevee that are quite affordable. for everybody, because obviously then everybody can obviously build some Pokemon Lego. But anyway, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do consider leaving a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out the video, the channel, all of that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts on everything we've covered in today's video, your thoughts on the Lego set, your thoughts on the Pokopia stuff, your thoughts on the development leaks, and then of course your thoughts on the Winds and Waves rumored images as well. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.